memory. Did you hear the rumor about butter? Don't spread it. Heads were floating in the Hudson River. And they were all singing song. And they were all singing the same song. What was the song they were singing? I ain't got nobody. I'm looking for the microphone. I'm not looking, I'm groping for a microcassette. It has, I can't make notes because I can't read and I can't write and I can't see, but I can hear a microcassette. Come thou, all happiness, helping the world we go, caring and sharing, helping all glorious, or all victorious. Gone is the selfishness, ego is out. Now the day is over. I had to give up on, not really give up, but subordinate the cell phones. One, I couldn't answer them anymore because I couldn't see that little green light. And then the cell phones don't like my fingers. They must think my fingers are cold because they don't react to the touch. And then the audio dimmed on them because I can't see the thing that says speakerphone. So Sandy went and bought Glennie a landline. Back to the landline. But it's a very nice phone. However, you can only have 10 auto dials, whereas on a smartphone, so-called, you can have, I have 268. And that way I can get through all my telephoning. Google, call Durnford. Hey Google, call Durnford. Please.
Calling Durn.
Yes, call Durnford. Let me shut it off before Durnford answers out in Portland, Oregon. I can do that with 268 contacts. Now I wonder if there's a special accessory to this landline phone that will let you make 300 contacts like that, 300 auto calls. The vegan commercials to help the animals run the first week of every month on the 6:30 p.m. news on CBS News 6, Albany, New York. You can see them no matter where you are in the world if you have a computer. Just stream. Go to Channel 6, CBS News, Albany, New York. At 6:30 p.m. They run usually between 6:40 p.m. and 7 p.m. right before the 7 p.m. CBS News. Well, 20 minutes before. And so my friends with DVRs will video these off the air, and then I come along with a camcorder, either the Canon camcorder or the JVC Jersey camcorder or the JVC 4 camcorder or the JVC 2 camcorder or the Canon camcorder. I think I have 4. Oh, and then the JVC 3 is in Hastings-on-Hudson helping Suzanne. I can go with that camera and put it in front of the TV screen and get a very, very nice picture. That's what you call a kinescope. In the old days they called it a kinescope. Only they didn't have TV cameras in those days. They had to use a film camera. So, there's a DVD disc of those, and they are on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and they are on 75 TV stations. What? The video off the air of the vegan commercials to help the animals. We took care of that. Yeah. Google. Hey Google. Hey Google. Hey Google. Wake up. I have 2 of these. That gives you twice as many phone problems as one. Now I have the 3rd phone. Hey Google! So I say hey Google into this one, and this one over here answers. Send an email please to Blakeman.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Send an email to Blakeman. Hey Google, send an email to Blakeman, please.
Sure, do you want to email Blakeman? What's the message?
Sandy, I'm still trying to dictate a letter by using Google, and I don't think it's going to work. She takes the letter down okay, she puts it on my email, she puts it on your email. I can send it anywhere, but the thing is that she stops me too soon. She won't let me finish.
So, that's a message to Blakeman saying, Sandy, I'm still trying to dictate a letter by using Google and I don't think it's going to work. She takes the letter down okay, she puts it on my email, she puts it on your email. I can send it anywhere, but it'll be sent from your account at chatwithglendora@gmail.com. Do you want to send it or change it?
Send it, please. Send it, please.
Sending your email to Blakeman.
Now, isn't that amazing? How did she do that? How did she write down instantly what she's just heard said? How did she do that? But it would be lovely if she would just stay off and let me finish my dictating my letter. And then, as I say, I'll have a record of it on my email, and then by Wi-Fi I can get a print out of it, and then it can go to anybody. And that's dictating a letter. You don't have to write it out or type it out. You just have to speak it. Isn't that wonderful? But it doesn't work. There must be some app, though, where that will work. A Chat with Glendora is 48 years old. In the month of August, 60 days from now, it will be almost a half a century old. It'll be 49 years old. It started in the year 1971. Public access itself started in 1970. in Manhattan. With public access litigation in Congress. Public access with all of its glories. It is the last place for free speech, other than the sidewalk. In fact, it is electronic sidewalk free speech. The public access TV station in Brooklyn, New York is named Free Speech TV. That's the name of it, Free Speech TV. The glory of public access, folks, again, is at Section 531 of Title something, it doesn't come to me, of the United States Code, says that nobody can exercise editorial control over public access TV. We can say anything that we want. There's only 3 things that are not protected by free speech by the First Amendment. That's nudity, obscenity, and one other. Indecency, whatever that is. Indecency, nudity, and obscenity. Those are the only 3 that can be censored. A Chat with Glendora is on 75 TV stations from Boston to San Diego. 38 of these TV stations are served by DVD disc.
Glendora,
Yes, honey?
it's Pat.
Oh, good.
Where are you?
On camera.
Oh,
But please come in.
okay. I'm
we
just.
love-
No, I cannot stay.
No, we know you can't stay, but what is that name of that again?
This is a quesadilla.
Quesadilla.
It starts with a Q. Q-U-E-S.
Oh, okay.
So it's something probably with cheese. It's vegan. I know that.
Oh, for sure.
So it's got 4 triangles. So you got 4 little sections of it, and it has.
Can I show it to the camera, hon?
It's got black beans and
Oh, really?
sweet potatoes, and it's got 2 little containers in. One has a little bit of vegan sour cream, and one has some what do you call it? Salsa.
What a choice. It was the only one you had, but what a
They
great choice.
didn't have much in the way of vegan, so
Can I, and so I show it this way, Pat?
yeah, that
You think it's showing?
I think so. Yeah.
And it has different sections and different things are in the sections?
Yes, it's one on top of the other. The quesadillas. There's four small triangles, and then to the right of those, to the next to those is their little containers with condiments. You know.
Oh, this is good, this is good.
So I'll put it in the refrigerator.
Yes, and how much do I owe you, please?
I think it was $4.
Good deal.
well,
Pat, do you remember back in the old days they had the Sky Bar?
No.
You remember, don't you remember? And one section was marshmallow, one section was strawberry, one section
Oh.
was butterscotch. Don't you remember?
That I came from the Southwest, so I don't think we had that there.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah, it was National Pat.
Oh, well.
Listen, I appreciate so much you're getting that.
Okay, you're welcome.
Now that is for Friday, right?
That's for tomorrow.
That's the Meals on Wheels for Friday.
Right, and then
Thank you.
Saturday I'll bring you the hot dogs, okay?
Yeah, I can give you $4.
Glendora, I can't. I'll get it on. I'll see you Saturday, okay?
Okay, then we'll make it 5.
Okay.
Pat, thanks for doing so much for the world.
Oh, you're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Grace and peace.
Grace and peace.
She said grace and peace to you, folks. There's a woman right there who knows what helping others is. She spends, I don't know what percentage, but it's almost, I can't tell you. Every time I have a contact with her, she's helping somebody, and she's helping me all the times. So we were telling you about the great record of A Chat with Glendora, 75 TV stations from Boston to San Diego, 13,150 TV shows, and 49 years. in addition to all that, it is the longest running public access television show in the world. Nobody can beat it, and I don't think anybody ever can beat it. Because of the numbers involved, meaning that it started out when public access started out. How long is public access going to last? Is it going? If it's going to last another 47 years? But did the person who's challenging the title, did that person start out 47 years ago? And still going. So longest running public access television show and still going. Something new we're trying, and that's the Dropbox. I have a Dropbox account, $40 a month, and I can go to Boston Neighborhood Network and set them up a Dropbox. And then George Durnfield in Portland, Oregon, who, because I can't see anymore and can't do it myself anymore, he will send them a copy of A Chat with Glendora through the Dropbox. And it will go to them instantly, and then the TV station can just cablecast it. Whereas, I can go here and make a duplicate of a DVD program and send it to Boston Neighborhood Network by U.S. mail. So of the two, Glenn Williams, the executive director of Boston Neighborhood Network, public access in the city of Boston, says the Dropbox is far better. And I have 8 TV stations, or 10, that will take the program, that could take the program by Dropbox. And George Durnford is working on that. You have to send an email to the people, to the TV station, to tell them something's in your Dropbox, go collect it. That's a new development. Another new development is the DVD Pro Duplicator. It costs $289. It will make 6 DVD dubs simultaneously. It will make a 2-hour dub in 8 minutes. And that has enabled us to give our TV stations, let's take an example of June and July. We send out 4 discs, 4 new programs, and we say to the TV stations, these are for June, to be repeated in July. These are for April, to be repeated in May. Okay? No more. Now we say, here are 8 new programs, 4 for June, 4 for July. New. Now, in addition to that, we have Robert Jackson in Yonkers, who has 15 TV stations who take the program by computer. FileZilla, Google Drive, Dropbox, TelView Connect, and there's quite 2-3 others. Then we have Charter, Spectrum, who bought out Time Warner. They take a FileZilla from Glendora, or they will take DVD Masters, and out of Rochester they serve all of their TV stations pretty much in New York State and Connecticut. indeed all of New York State and all of Connecticut. That would be Jamestown, Buffalo, Syracuse, Rochester, Albany, Chatham, Middletown, Newtown, Connecticut, Willimantic, Connecticut, Winston, Connecticut. And I just have to send one to them because they send the rest by computer. Then we have what used to be Cablevision and is now Altice USA. They take a Teleview Connect from Glendora and they send it out by computer to their 12 TV stations. Newark, Northern New Jersey, Yonkers, Wappingers, Poughkeepsie, all of Long Island. Did I say Yonkers? New Rochelle, Port Chester, Warwick. Okie doke. So, the news here is the new Pro DVD Duplicator. Okay. Gee, I'm glad you saw Pat and you saw that nice vegan meal for tomorrow night. Lead on, oh, helping others, the day of joy has come. Henceforth in fields of conquest, we will tell you what we've done. Through days of preparation, thy grace has made us strong. And now, oh, helping others, we sing this joyous song. What?
About no eyesight.
Oh, about no eyesight. I have to do this for Ruth Folsom, who is a Benedictine. And she gives lectures, very high spiritual lectures on virtue. And when she heard that Glendora had lost her eyesight and that Glendora was saying, please don't be sad about it, because Glendora is learning to navigate and to ambulate without any eyesight. And when you find a path and learn the path and can walk it with no eyesight, it's a great joy. So that in blindness there are big moments of happiness. Well, she thought that was great. And she wanted me to say that on some, I guess she meant write it, but I can't write, and I can't read anymore. So, okay, I've said it. Maybe I can cut out this tape or send this tape to her, or whatever it is, whether it's an email or what. And that will do it. I'll try to say it again. Being blind is not the end of happiness. There are moments of happiness in being blind because you are blind. Look at this with Pat. If I were not blind, would these 5 people be bringing me Meals on Wheels every day of the week? Don't you think that's a great joy? To know that there are people in the world who will do that? Isn't that great happiness? I guess that's what you were looking for, Rose Folsom, in Silver Springs, Maryland.
Video commercials off of the TV.
We covered that.
What good do viruses do?
Ah! Viruses. We're in the middle of the virus, the coronavirus. Our friends, our relatives, our cousins, our brothers and sisters, our doctors, our nurses are dying, hundreds of thousands. Can you imagine that in our own world? Because of this coronavirus. So you look up virus and you find out what it is. And what it does. And how it acts, and how it behaves, and how it kills. And what a dumb thing it is to kill its host. And how it replicates so severely. And then you say to yourself, well, what good does a virus do? Does a virus do a world any good? Do you know the answer? Can you tell me, what good does a virus do? Let's ask Google. Hey Google, what good does a virus do? What good does a virus do?
Here's a summary from WebMD. Give these a try today. Stay home and get plenty of rest. Mind your flu manners. Drink plenty of fluids. Make sure you get more liquids. Treat aches and fever, gut fever, and more.
Okay, thanks Google. Anyway, dear, what good does the virus do the world? Thanks, honey. Can you answer that one? I want to show you my collection of, if I can find it. There again is all by touch. What a friend we have in Jesus, all our sins and griefs to bear. What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. Oh, what peace we often forfeit. Oh, what needless pain we bear. All because we do not carry everything to God in prayer. Do you like this one? This is a fashion show in Mass. Anthony Riddle, executive director of Free Speech TV in Brooklyn, says that the mask is what's going to save us, because nothing comes through when you wear it, and nothing gets into you when you're faced with somebody else wearing one. That must be for FileZilla. It's pretty big. Here, I didn't know show it up to you. And here are the gloves, pink and white polka dot. And over here somewhere is the spray. Grope, grope, grope. That's a hard thing about being blind, is that you take so much time finding things. You're groping, you know, a good percentage of the day, a big percentage of the day. And it's at a time in life when you don't have that much time left. Okie doke. Are we weak and heavy laden, cumbered with a load of care? You must never be discouraged. Keep to the Lord in prayer. Can we find a friend so faithful, who will all our troubles share? Jesus knows our every weakness. Take it to the Lord in prayer. I guess we got them back in. I wish I'd find a joke list. You need jokes. Daddy, will you put my shoes on? Daddy, no, they won't fit me.
About David King and his...
Oh, yes. David King, the public access director for Comcast in Danbury, Connecticut, Bethel, and what's the other one? Ridgefield. On the side, he does gigs, a one-man show, singing. And he's got out another CD disc. This is either his second or third. Deep into the Blue. And he says it's folk rock. And it had just come out, so I bought 3. I wanted to support him. Don't worry about that alarm. I set that alarm for something a long time ago and I forgot what it's supposed to remind me of. And so I bought 3. I'm going to give one to Robert Jackson, who does Comcast for me. Chat with Glendora, sends it by computer. And I bought one for us, you, me, all of us. And then I bought a third one. And they've been autographed. And so congratulations, David King. Just look him up. David King Music. Or look up Comcast, Danbury, Connecticut. Get in touch with him. And enjoy Deep into the Blue, folk rock.
About a
What?
We still hear from people about erasing a DVD. About
Oh.
King and his CD.
Folks, did you know you can erase a DVD disc? If it's erasable. But not if it's finalized, of course. But you can erase it. You just go to the menu on your camcorder and just follow the steps. And you can erase it. And we have about 100 DVD. That's how many mistakes we make. You know, I've always said that Glendora is very merciful. You want to know why? She makes more mistakes than anybody. And so we have about 100 DVD discs to erase.
About erasing a DVD. We still hear from people who watched USS Glendora in the Satellite 6 from 1955 to 1962.
We're still hearing from them. We're still hearing from them. The latest one came from Danny out in California. He said that I saw him in a store and I talked to him. This is when Glendora was a big star on TV for the children on General Electric, WRGV, Schenectady, Albany, Troy. 1955 to 1962. I saw him, we talked. I asked him, did you want to be on the show? He said yes. And he came and he had the time of his life. And now he's 72 years old and he's recalling that. And the reason he's recalling it is that sweet Alyssa, E-L-Y-S-S-A, my eyesight, thought it would be a good idea to put a chat with Glendora on Instagram. And she put up a picture of the children on the show in Glendora in the sailors' costumes. All hands on board, return to your duties, man your stations. And that got a huge response from people all over the country to whom it brought back the memory. And this Danny was one of them. So it goes on and on. Every week, I would say, somebody or two somebodies.
About the plywood.
We did that.
And Hugh. And about the
We did that.
sterling silver cross.
Yep, we did that.
About no eyesight.
Well, we certainly covered that.
Video commercials off of the TV.
Yes, we did that.
Dictating letter.
We did that.
47 years.
We did that.
13,000 programs, etc.
Yep, we did that. Oh, we'd love to go back and find that jokes. I think I'm going to take a chance. You've got to hear some jokes. Okay, I'm rewinding. The dog took his man to the vet. The man took his dog to the vet. And the vet said, well, I'm sorry, sir, your doggie is dead. And the man says, well, I want a second opinion. And so the veterinarian got out his cat. And the cat circled the dog. And the dog didn't stir. The man says, I guess you're right, my doggie is dead. What do I owe you? The veterinarian says, $300 for the call and $200 for the CAT scan. A man had a talking dog. He took the dog to a booking agent in Manhattan to get some gigs and make some money. Listen, this dog talks. Rover, Rover, what do you call it that a house has on top of it to keep the rain out? And Rover said, roof, roof. And the man says, Rover, what do you call it that a tree has in the ground to hold it still? Rover said, roof, roof. Rover, what do you call it? The greatest baseball player of all times. And Rover said, Roof, roof! At this point, the man pushed the dog and the booking agent pushed the dog and the man out the door, locked the door, and as the dog and the man are walking down the corridor, the dog looked up at the man and said, "I should have said DiMaggio?"
To replace with other days resolve to defer to another day and then to prolong. Yeah.
We're almost at the jokes.
Prolong.
What does adjourn mean, folks? It means to reserve for another time, to prorogue.
23, is it? Yeah. And judge.
What alarm is that? I don't think I can find it to turn it off, honey. What's the telephone? Off the hook. I never finished telling you, I've got to go back, about the I don't know what this phone costs. Sandy bought it for me. They're a nice phone. I have to go back before we do the joke. I have to tell you about the spin of the earth. At 10 minutes to 7, that alarm goes off to make us stop and think about the spin of the earth. It means to us all of those things that we said: electromagnetism, gravity, sunlight, day, night, 24 hours. But it also means air. Air. Dry air. Wet air. Hot air. Cold air. Air that carries particles. Air that carries aroma. Air that carries sound. Without air there would be no sound. Without air there would be no voice. The Earth's envelope of air. The ionosphere, the troposphere. Air with nitrogen and oxygen. Air that can be compressed. Air that can be expanded. Hydraulics. Atmospheric pressure. Air that we breathe. 2 minutes without it and we're goners. 2 minutes without air and we're done. So that's one thing, air. And then you all know about water: the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Hudson River. Water pumped into our homes, and at the turn of a faucet, water. Cold water, yes, but also hot water. And that the earth is 2/3 water, and what are we? 2/3 water also? Water. And then rock. The earth, a rock. The mountains, the hills. Do you know that a cubic inch of granite. What does it weigh? How much does it weigh? Is it 165 pounds? Something like that? That's a lot of God. There's a lot of God in that cubic inch. And as the equation E equal mc squared would show you, that mass is E over the c square root. That's a lot of mass. That's a lot of energy, I meant to say. A lot of mass, a lot of energy turned into mass. And then you have the rock ground down into gravel and into pebbles and into the earth. And what comes out of the earth? Trees, grass, dandelions, photosynthesis, symbiosis, ecology, animals. And you have the black soil. I counted 87 vegetables and fruits that we eat come out of black soil. And then you have all the different phyla and families, the insects and the amphibians, and you have fish, magnificent creations, birds, the same, mammals, cats and dogs and people. That's what you think about every night at 10 minutes to 7. Another 24 hours. The spin of the earth. Now what other topic were we on? Oh, we were doing words.
Determine or pronounce judicially, to order or to decree. Okay, would you read it again?
To adjudge. To decide, determine, and pronounce judicially. To order or decree. To adjudicate. To try, hear, determine, and pronounce judicially. You understand what that means, judges? That means a signature, no rubber stamp. And you don't make the decisions anyway. Law clerks do. In all their egotism and selfishness.
To dictate, determine, or pronounce judicially, to order or to decree. I got it all except to dictate what comes. Dictate, to judges to dictate, determine, or pronounce judicially. To order or to decree. To order or to decree. Adjudicate. 125. Adjunct.
Adjunct.
Something joined
To another. To perform a service or duty. Alyssa is an adjunct.
Okay, spell it. 125. Okay, 126. Adjourn.
Adjourn.
To charge, bind, or command solemnly, as if under oath or penalty of yes,
Curse. Penalty of a curse.
earnestly. Okay. 27 is adjutant. An adjutant is a helper or an assistant.
Adjutant is a helper.
128 is admirable. Having qualities to excite wonder.
There's a favorite word. Admirable. Having qualities that excite wonder. United with approbation. Deserving the utmost esteem. I know only one. God, the universe, all of us. God, the universe, all of us. Admirable. Having qualities that excite esteem. United with approbation. Deserving the utmost esteem. Excuse me. Having qualities that excite wonder.
With approbation, deserving the highest esteem. It would say accompanied by that's where having some accompanied by. It says united with approbation. All deserving the highest esteem. The next one, admiration is marveling esteem accompanied by gratification and delight.
Thank you, Pat. We're still looking for jokes.
Yes. And admire is to regard with wondering esteem, accompanied by pleasure and delight. Yes. Would you read it admirable again, please? Admirable. Thank you. Okay. That was 26 through 30. 130. 126.
Okay, technical difficulties.
O Lord my God, when I in awesome wonder
O Lord my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the worlds thy hands have made, I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder. Thy something something throughout the universe displayed. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art.
consider all the worlds thy hands have made. I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe displayed. When Christ shall come with a shout of acclamation and take me home, what joy shall fill my heart. In humble adoration, and there proclaim, my God, how great thou art.
I hope we get to the jokes before the microcassette gets started. A man is walking down the street with a darling Cocker Spaniel puppy in his arms. He sees his friend. He says, "What do you think of this Cocker Spaniel I got from my wife?" And his friend said, "That's not a bad trade." Video tape came in 1962. Everything was live up until then. And the director of my TV shows decided to video the show. So I got done early. It was a Friday, so I left for Buffalo. And a little boy came in to be on the Freddie Fleischhofer show, which is a little children's show, birthday show. And he ran up to the receptionist's desk at WRGV Channel 6 General Electric, a very, very elaborate lobby. And he says, "Can I see Glendora?" And she said without thinking, she leaned over the desk and said, "Glendora isn't live today." Well, the expression that came over that boy's face. I never heard, but I wish in hindsight somebody had said, explain what tape was, and said, "Leave us your name and your number, and when Glendora comes back, she will invite you to be on the show." I wish that had happened.
She not live? Glendora not live. Perfect couple?
Why are Bob and Joan the perfect couple? He's a pain and she's a pill.
Couple. Loophole? Loophole.
The accountant was so perspicacious in his field that the American Society of Accountants named a loophole after him. The accountant said to his client, "I won't be able to do your books anymore. I'm going to work for the state." "Well, good for you. What are you going to do for the state?" "Make license plates."
Plate? License plate. Early to bed?
Early to bed and early to rise will make a person healthy, wealthy, and apt to get his own breakfast.
Good. So simple?
There's nothing so simple, Glendora cannot make it difficult.
Live as last? Live as last. Early to bed. So simple? So simple. Live as last? Live as last.
Live your last day as if it were your... Live your life as if it... Live every day, that's it. Live every day as if it were your last, and someday you'll be right.
Fit as a fiddle.
Fit as a fiddle and shaped like a bass viol.
Women's work.
A woman's work is never done thanks to daytime television.
When he left.
At the retirement party, the chief executive said we've always been, John has always given us an honest day's work, even though it took him a week to do it. And he did his work very well, and we were very pleased when he left.
Renaissance? Renaissance. Promote like me? Renaissance.
The boss is a Renaissance man. All of his ideas come from the 16th century.
Promote like me?
Boss, you could promote a man like me, couldn't you? Boss, if he wasn't too much like you.
Oh, like me. Tell boss off? Tell the boss off.
I felt like telling the boss off again today. No. And I felt like it yesterday too.
Street one way?
There's a street downtown named after the boss. One way.
Way. Silver.
Boss, my wife and I are celebrating our 25th wedding anniversary on February 24. I was wondering if I could have the day off. The boss says, "What? I gotta put up with this every 25 years?"
Our anniversary. Yes. Right-hand man.
John was very flattered when the boss called him his right-hand man until he found out that the boss was left-handed.
Yes. Fairly insolent.
The boss said to an employee, "You've been just like a son to me. Surly, insolent, and impossible."
Fairly insolent.
Well, there, we got to the jokes finally. Now I've got to go find out what else there was to tell you. Okay, fast forward. This poor little microcassette. It's by Olympus, one of the greatest pieces ever put on the market.
God, universe, education.
Yes.
Wednesday. One way.
God, education, in the universe. Every day I call Wayne Collins in Pittsfield, a fine, fine man who at 4th grade, 9 years old, watched the SS Gondor and was enamored of it.
Wednesday, June 24th. Gondor Vegetarian Club Meeting Day. 2020. Gondor. The Holy Agenda. Channel 6.
And asked him to read to me from Compton's Encyclopedia, because I want to know more about God's great work in the universe. It's fascinating. I'm fascinated by it. I'm charmed by it. It's a kaleidoscope, the variety. So I keep learning about it and learning about it. You remember how I went through all those great courses on DVD? And I went through several other audio books on physics. Just fascinated by the work of God. So that's every day. God, universe, education. Then in addition to that, once a day with somebody, with Pat, whom you just met, to browse the internet, find out something new every day. Well, one day Pat went to the Upper Hudson Library System, and she brought up the Encyclopedia Britannica, and we looked up libraries. We were days and days and days getting through that erudite article that went way back to libraries in 500 BC in China. Went all the way up through all over the world, the Byzantine, the Middle Ages in Europe, all the way up. We thought we would never finish it, but it was a grand jewel of knowledge, and thank you, the Encyclopedia Britannica. Woo! The daily agenda. I don't know if you want to hear that. The God agenda for the day.
Now, the Holy Agenda for Wednesday, June 24th, Gondor Vegetarian Club Meeting Day, 2020. Gondor, the Holy Agenda, Channel 6.
TV.
Expenses into the book. God, Universe, Education. Pat. Browse. the food for Flash Cat?
Vegan food, vegan food.
Learn to dictate a letter. Uh, 10 calls.
Ten telephone calls.
Video of Pandora Vegetarian Club. Video soul to soul.
That's what we're doing now.
4 things. Call the Dropbox.
Call Dropbox, I told you about
Call
that.
Brentford.
See if they
about
got them.
DCTV.
Call Durnford, Portland, Oregon, who sent out the Dropboxes.
Melissa about going to the universe.
Well, going to what? The museum. I want Alyssa and her mother, Sandy, to do a feature for you on the museum. Its history and its current status and its purpose. The Glendora Franklin Museum for the preservation of the pro se public access newspaper record.
Elizabeth, put the license plates back out of the 1980 Lincoln.
Oh yeah, that's something to tell you. At last I am affranchised from the Department of Motor Vehicles, State of New York. One of the worst scams I know, if not the worst. Without notice and without reason, it was a whole thing. The whole thing was a fiasco. Amanda was extremely talented, and in order to have her work here, she had to have an automobile. So I actuated the 1993 Lincoln with 143,000 miles on it. And I told the DMV that I could never drive again, and I didn't want to drive, and that I wanted to appoint Amanda, as the driver. And so all the insurance and stuff went based on her. Well, for some reason, on March the 17th, the DMV canceled the insurance, $95 a month, and no reason given. But by now, the situation with Alyssa failed. It did not work out. So the car was back in our yard forever. Well, we turned in the license. They told us to turn in the license plate, and they told us to turn in the registration. And they said that Glendora's license was suspended. Well, Glendora didn't have a license. The last time she had a license was way back in 2005 or 6 or 7 sometime. But we sent it in. What a scam. That's how the municipalities and the state get their money, through vehicle and traffic law, through the swindling of the public, stopping the public and giving them tickets on trivia traffic violations. In the town of Harrison, New York, I watched the judge, hear about 25 traffic, V&T, vehicle and traffic cases. And you knew that every one of them was going to be guilty to get the money, to get the fines. And so that being done, one of the clerks put up a chair and a table out in the lobby and told the people to line up and pay their fines. And I watched them, and in a period of 15 minutes, I saw them collect $7,000 in fines. What a racket! One of the worst I know. But now I am franchised. My automobile is safely in our very elaborate garage with heat and water, running water, and it isn't air conditioned, is it? No. And that's where it is. And the state of New York has no jurisdiction over my vehicle nor over me. Because I am not a driver, and the 1993 Lincoln is in the garage, along with a 1980 Lincoln, which has 300,000 miles on it, Lincoln Continental Mark VI.
Bring up the license. Marissa, mail the license to the DMV. Make a copy of it.
This is the agenda for June 24, 2020.
Lincoln, Pat, Nichols.
That's the person you
$60
just met.
money order. $85 money order. Post them.
Spectrum Charter lost an $85 money order for internet. We had already paid it and they said we hadn't.
EM, $200.
Oh, take $500 out of the ATM.
What is the state of the finances?
Very good.
Dollars left over in the month of June. We'll say. Label them. Put them in sleeves. Spread them out for the...
Okay. We covered that. Well, this is good. Soul to Soul, a chat with Glendora on June 25, Thursday, the year 2020, Anno Domini, year of our Lord. Let's see. We did the Bible, we did the hymn, we did the words, we did the jokes. You're all set. Now, thank you, Elissa, Elyssa, for being the eyesight, for being the eyeballs. Nothing has been sacrificed, nothing has been shortcut. We are still doing as much as we did before Gregory left, before Glendora went blind, before .com left us after her 15 years of beautiful, happy life. We are still doing the same amount. We have not cut back. For a while there, it looked like the great ship was going to the bottom of the ocean. But now the great ship is full speed ahead, amain. What great ship? The Glendora Enterprise of making TV shows. When Glendora was 23 years old in the year 1951, she took a vow that she would make TV shows. Why? To get out the message. To get out the message. After all is said and done, the only thing that really matters is what? How you treat others. Okay, round robin, we're back to the beginning. How you treat others. Now, I have been inside for 7 months. It started on in February. February 7 was the blindness, I had been in since February 1st, or 3rd or something. 7 months. And you know something, folks? I really don't mind it. I would rather be here than anywhere. I would rather be here than anywhere. With all of this equipment, all of these toys, to bring you the message, to remind you of the message, and remind myself. You help me as much as I help you any day. In fact, we're all in it together. Thousands of us. So, glow with the Spirit divine. Perfect in power, love, and purity. May the God of peace himself sanctify all of us completely, through and through.